Oh no, Jim was a very pleasant kind of a man. No, you meet you now as how are you getting on, you know, what we used to go on at that time, you know. Oh God, no, you're a pleasant man. At least I consider him now anyway. But I don't know any more than that now. I don't know if he had any hobbies or anything, like, you know what I mean.
A well-known singer and song collector once told me that if you don't know where you came from, it's very hard to know where you're going. This sentiment struck a chord with me and further encouraged me to relate my own existence to that of my family, my locality, my nation, and the rest of humanity. After all, we are the products of our own histories. Why, like, Dad, was it ever questioned what my name would be? Was it always just assumed I'd be named after Granddad?
It was, yeah.
That was just always...
Yeah, you were going to be James. If you were a girl, you were going to be Helena.
Right.
Yeah, you were always going to be James.
If I ever have a sex change now...
That would have been
no,
more
no,
my
no.
decision. But
Yeah.
there was never a disagreement about it.
I remember my father holding up his hand with his fingers outstretched and saying, "Your grandfather used to say, if you have that many good friends, you're doing well."
I don't think your granddad ever drank. Don't
Right.
think so. But consequently, he wouldn't have had, say, a lot of, say friends around. I don't mean that he had no enemies, that's for certain. But he wouldn't have had friends like that you go drinking with, or that you go walking with, or that you go greyhounds with, or something like this. He was very, very quiet man.
Looking back, I regret not asking my father more serious questions and asking him how did he deal with his own father's death.
He didn't realise that he was going to die as quickly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he didn't accept it as much as Michael did.
Many do I owe you now.
But he didn't. It's hard to explain. It was only when the father was gone and Robert coming in for his 3 hours off from the Courtin Hotel and no Mac up there.
Tell me, did you call him Mac? Was Mac?
Mac, I always called him Mac. I never called him nothing else, only Mac.
Yeah.
Jim was his
Jim.
name, like.
Yeah.
I'd always say Mac.
Could never say Mac.
I think it's strange because that's what people call me, like.
Do they?
But I'm James, like, I'm named directly after him. A coincidental thing.
Yeah.
But Dad...
You're the very same as your granddad.
In what way?
Looks. Everywhere. Well, not in personality, but
Right.
in looks.
Yeah.
You're the very same.
Looking at photos now, well, I suppose you can't really tell yourself, you know, who you look like, but...
Yeah. But you've changed a lot. You've changed a lot now in the last 5 or 6 years. When you were even younger, like,
Yeah.
you know, I used to even say to Michael, Jesus, I said, James will never be dead.
Really?
You know, your daddy will never be dead when James is alive.
Yeah.
And Mickey used to say the same. You're right there, Muffy.
Yeah.
You know.
But in personality, how would you say I'm different now, or...
Well, he was different. He was
in the old time.
old time. You know what I mean? Not like we, you know.
I'm drawn to planes flying, especially at night. They're a rarity for me, I suppose, being from a rural area. When I see one, I know that I'm not at home. I've moved on and progressed somehow. Flown the coop. But really, I just find them beautiful. Lightly veiled by cloud, moving steadily. Sometimes they make me think of the unknown, where I'm going to end up, you know, where the key people of my future life, like my wife and kids, where they're going to come from. I guess you can't know. I mean, you just have to watch and enjoy watching. I don't know you and never really will. You're not me, though. But how much we share in common, I'll never know. What can I learn from the patchwork portrait of you that I create in my imagination, gleaned from snippets of comments and conversations and half-forgotten quotes? What traits do I share? What's in my genes that I should be aware of? What did you marry so late in life for, like my father? Are the men in our family prone to being too fussy about who they marry? You were too antisocial anyway, I'll tell you that straight up, Jim. If you'd been a bit more outgoing, you probably would have been less lonely. I know I couldn't live like that. I need to be around people all the time. They bring out the humour in me. Make me feel alive, I guess. My grandfather used to say that early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. The truth is he died of a gangrene infection that he lost both of his legs to. He didn't have the wealth to cure it or the wisdom to avoid it. Instead, I quote Picasso. Tradition is having a baby, not wearing your father's hat. 3 years ago on my 20th birthday, I watched my father die of cancer. And I told him that I was going to name my first son after him.